Being in the ballroom scene, I truly love who I am now as being a black man, as being a black gay man. And the reason being is because I found more love for myself. I found more love for my talents.
So if you've never been to a ball, here's what to expect. The ballroom community is made up of everyone, every race, every gender, everything.
Ballroom scene is family. The ballroom scene is competition. The ballroom scene is friendly competition. The ballroom scene is to make you better.
What happens is at a ball, there are different groups or teams, and we call them houses, and they compete in different categories. Whether it's about beauty, whether it's about performance, whether it's about fashion, all of the different houses will send out members of their house to compete in those categories to win those trophies.
The ballroom scene is a place where you can showcase and be whoever you want to be and act the way you want to act and be free with yourself.
This is going to be the first ball in 6 years that I've done as a sole entity Kamari. This is just going to be a Kamari project. It was very challenging because I hadn't done a ball in 6 years. And so I wanted to make it as simple as possible, and I wanted to make sure that every individual area in detail of the event was at a 10.
I guess I decided to walk this particular ball is because I haven't really walked the face category in a while in the kiki scene, and I wanted to come out and showcase that. There's not a lot of girls that look like me that walk that category face, so I always like to walk to, show a different kind of beauty. I decided that I wanted to go with the gold look, and the reason why is because my guardian angel is the guardian Orisha named Oshun. She is the African goddess of everything sweet in life. So I wanted to cater to that vision, and I also wanted to make a tribute to her. So my whole effect was gold.
I love to create the story of what the event is supposed to be like, and that's the story that keeps me motivated, keeps me moving.
The process to getting ready to walk a face category, it starts with the category reading itself. I see what it calls for. I call up Kamari. Kamari says, all right, let's go grab a cocktail, let's have a powwow. And then we kind of go from there, what kind of fabric I need, what kind of look am I going for. Getting deemed legendary in the kiki scene means that you have walked your category 4 to 5 years, you've had a long-lasting impact in your category, and also into the community as well. And just getting deemed is just such a monumental moment for the person because it's literally ballroom recognizing your talents, recognizing your contributions to the ballroom scene for your category.
I got into the ballroom scene. I was dating someone who was involved, and I would go around supporting. And when we would be out, I would hear a lot from the sidelines. Oh, you should walk Pretty Boy Realness. Had no idea what it was. I had no prior knowledge to the ballroom scene.
I originated as just a regular dancer. I went to school for it, and one day a friend of mine was like, hey girl, you could dance, so you could probably Vogue. And I was like, Vogue, like what is that? You know what I mean? So then he brought me for a function. And then we got to the function and I was just like, oh my God, I have to learn how to do this. The people were jumping all over the place. It was like people falling in with these extravagant costumes and everything. And it just like took me in from there. And then from there, I went from voguing to commentating. Commentator is the one who controls the function. Just like, you're being an entertainer at the end of the day. You control how the ball moves. You count the votes, you make sure it moves smoothly, and at the end of the day, you're the ringmaster.
A couple of elements of face is like a good structure, good skin, nice teeth. Just kind of swagged out, has the latest gear on, well-groomed, just a very handsome male.
So there was always been this interweaving between ballroom culture and club culture. But for myself, speaking of myself, it was the club culture first, and then I met these figures in ballroom who I became really close to, and it was at a time where I was vulnerable, still feeling uncomfortable about my own sexuality and who I was. And these were people that were friending me and taking me to spaces and places and meeting people. And again, I will say they embraced me as a brother or family. That type of spirit I had never experienced with anybody. And so that's why ballroom became so enduring for me.
For me, the ballroom community was family. You know, there were people who treated me like a son, who treated me like a brother, who pushed me to succeed. And so I'm hoping that I can bring that to the Kiki scene.
We found something that we can call our own because it's something that came from our hearts. It came from our souls. It was our expression of liberty. Once upon a time, we were ostracized. Once upon a time, we weren't accepted. And it just got to a point where we just got tired of it. We got tired of wanting to be accepted. Let's do our own thing. And because we started doing our own thing, it blossom into this. And so ballroom has made me the man that I want to be, as well as the man that I am now. Ballroom has truly shown me that in the community that there is support, there is love, there is some type of family.
Hi, my name is Chris Johnson. I'm the program manager of Men's Health and Wellness. Health and Wellness is a program that is dealing with addressing the concerns of Black gay men at GMAN. And working here as a health promotion associate allowed us the opportunity to do some collaborative work. And we would engage them in interventions, like they would come in and we have a program called Brothers Gonna Work It Out, health and risk reduction services, and he would recruit them. We would have them come in and we would address some of the issues that they, in their culture of ballroom and Kiki scene, would talk about who they were in that subculture.
When people think ballroom, a lot of negative thoughts come up because, you know, they generally stereotype people who do ballroom. They're either doing drugs, they're promiscuous, you know, they're not very educated. I know you probably heard that a lot. And it's actually the farthest thing from it. It's just like a very creative outlet for gay people to come together and do what they do best. And I really would like for people to like actually take a second and look at it, because even if you look at it right now, it's evolving so much that it's in mainstream. Like Vogue is everywhere.
The ballroom community at large is known for negativity and often drugs and sex work and those kinds of things. But I can't blame the people because they are victims of this society, and those things are the product of the victimization.
I've been through drugs, I've been through homelessness, I've been through, you know, the sex in regards to validation. So with that being said, like because those are the typical conversations that happens around everybody around the ballroom scene, it just seems as if, like, not so much as that I found somebody that connects with me, but more so because I've been through this life experience, I now have learned personally for myself, and I now can see other people who are still going through those life experiences and now know how to encourage them to get out of that darkness.
The young people are really trying to find themselves and to find a way to nurture the young that is coming into that community and helping them to evolve. We could be a different type of family to help rebuild their sense of self.
In our community, for me, we don't treat each other like we care about each other. It sounds like because some of us haven't developed enough appreciation of the beauty of what it means to be same gender loving and know that we can be strengths for each other. Only if we learn to know how positive things can come out of us being who we are.
Evie doesn't know who she is and what her potential is. Evie doesn't know how great she is.
So I was kicked out of my home. I was homeless for a couple years. But that's not to say that, you know, my relationship with my mother didn't ever recover, because after becoming homeless, I never stopped forgetting that they were my family and this is what I wanted and this is what I wanted to do. I guess what it was that they just needed time away from me to seem like we miss her, we miss who she is, we miss Evie.
Not all family has to be the all huggy type or the encouraging type. There is some type of family that are out there that from just looking at from their wrongs, you know what you want to do right.
I want to thank Apple because without Apple, the event would have never happened in the capacity that it happened. They allowed us to be able to give out those resources and make sure that people were connected to services, but then we were able to kind of separate that and not have it at the event. And at the event, we were just simply able to have a good time, simply able to have a ball.
You know, as I was selling it on the floor, and it was just so amazing. I felt good. I looked good.
Like those 2 minutes, for those 2 minutes, they are the queen or the king of the world.
You look out in a sea of thousands of people staring at you and watching you dance and perform in this setting that you created, and they're appreciating your outfits and stuff. Is amazing. It's just that idea of being able to let your creativity go wherever you want it to go, and you have this audience of people who really appreciate that expression.
Ballroom has already shown me that we have the capacity to still uplift each other. Everything about the ballroom scene means so much more than what is portrayed.
Everybody was able to feel that they were worth more and they deserved more than a gymnasium, than Party City decorations, than $5 trophies, than a $50 gift card. We're all worth more than that, and that's what I wanted to give everybody.